Welcome to the Music Habits Podcast, episode 65.
Welcome to the Ableton and Music Habits Podcast. Actionable music production tips to take your music to the next level. And now, your host, Jason Timothy.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the podcast. Today we're going to get into something that's pretty crucial for anyone who's feeling serious about their music production. And that's what I call embracing the slog. So sometimes that's what it is. Making music will just feel like a slog. And you're going to have to be okay with that if you want to be a professional artist. See, hobbyists often quit when the fun stops and they hit a wall and decide that it's not worth pushing through. But for pros, that's just the beginning of the real process. That's kind of what separates the winners from the losers in this game. Not that I'm calling you out if you have trouble finishing songs, but if this is the reason why that's happening, it's something that you're going to be able to take a look at and correct. It's totally within your reach. See, the consistency in pushing against the resistance is what leads artists to more frequent moments of creative flow. So your job is to figure out how to gain the mentality that embraces this kind of slog. First off, you want to understand that the brain is going to resist the most the first time you try to change your habits. That initial push is the worst it will ever be. And then every consistent attempt beyond that gets easier and easier over time until your brain just accepts that the new habit to push forward is stronger than the habit of procrastination or stalling out. When this habit shift leads to finished songs that you previously thought were impossible to complete, you become really consciously aware that resistance is actually showing you the path of the artist. And it's really important to understand when your confidence isn't high, that this effort you're going to be putting in is not wasted time. So let's dig a little deeper into why our brains resist change so much. See, our brains are wired for efficiency. They love routines because the brain loves routines because it saves energy. And that's pretty much the job of the brain. So when you try to break out of a routine or start a new habit, your brain sees it as kind of a threat to the efficiency of the way that it does things. Because it prefers to kind of just be in automatic mode. And that's why it feels so hard to start something new. But here's the thing, the more you push through that initial resistance, the more your brain adapts. It starts to realize that this new habit is here to stay, and then it begins to rewire itself to accommodate the new habit. Think about it kind of like training a muscle. The first few workouts are going to be tough, and your muscles are going to ache, but over time, as you keep exercising, your muscles get stronger and the workouts become easier. The same goes for your brain and learning new habits. Each time you push through the resistance, you're strengthening your mental muscles, making it easier to keep going the next time and the time after that. Imagine your creative flow as like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Every time you face a creative challenge or breakdown, you're setting the stage for that phoenix to rise. It's in these moments of struggle that the true creativity is born. When you push through the hard times, you're allowing your creativity to grow and evolve. So each challenge you overcome makes you a better artist. Think about some of the greatest artists and musicians in history. Many of them faced like really immense struggles and challenges, but it was their ability to push through these tough times that allowed them to create their masterpieces. And the same goes for you. Embracing the challenges and seeing them as opportunities for growth is the mindset that you want to hold, especially when things feel more difficult. One key to understanding that separates hobbyists from professionals is that the pros don't just celebrate the end result. They actually celebrate the process. And it's the consistently showing up and putting in the work that is the true reward. And that there is the crucial mindset shift. If you're always focused on the end result, you'll keep getting discouraged when things don't really go as planned or don't go your way. But if you learn to enjoy the process, every moment becomes kind of a victory. Each practice session and each time you sit down to write is a step forward. And it's about that journey, not just the destination. Once a piece of music is completed, it's really for others to judge, not really you. Your job is just to keep on working on the next thing. Because as far as the last thing you created, your work's already done. So how is it that you build this consistency? One important step is to start small. Like, you don't have to overload your entire routine overnight. So begin with small, manageable changes. Maybe it's just dedicating 15 minutes a day to writing. And the real key is just to do it consistently, not how long you do it each day. And over time, these small efforts will add up, and you'll find yourself building a really strong habit. So what you want to do is create a routine that works for you, but is still challenging. Maybe it's setting aside a specific time each day for your music, or perhaps it's creating a dedicated space where you can work without distractions. You just want to find what works for you and stick to it. Another thing that's often overlooked in the creative process is self-compassion. We're so used to beating up on ourselves all the time as creative artists. It's really important to be kind to yourself and understand that there's going to be days when things just don't go as planned, and you're going to have to be okay with that. All of that is part of the journey as well. So you want to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. When you hit a rough patch in your music making, don't beat yourself up. Instead, just acknowledge it, learn from it, and move on. And remember that every artist faces the same challenges, and every artist has failures under their belt. And it's how you handle them that defines your journey. So you want to kind of wear all of those failures more as a badge of honor, because the more failures that you have, the more potential for greater success you're going to have as well. See, being a professional artist means embracing uncertainty. There will be times when you're not sure what the next step is going to be, and that's got to be okay. It's part of the creative process. So learn to be comfortable with not knowing. Trust that the answers will come as you continue to just put the work in and keep exploring. Obviously, uncertainty can be scary, but it can also be really exciting. It means that there are endless possibilities and opportunities for discovery. Embrace the unknown and see where that takes you. In the game of music production, persistence is your greatest ally in this journey. It's the thing that keeps you going when things are tough. It's what helps you push through the resistance and come out stronger on the other side. Once again, remember, every artist faces the same challenges. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is just simply persistence. So keep showing up, keep doing the work, and keep pushing forward. Over time, you'll find that the slog isn't something to dread, but something to embrace, because that's where the magic starts. With that said, guys, if you're benefiting from these podcasts, you'll absolutely love my 2 best-selling books, The Mental Game of Electronic Music Production and The Process for Electronic Music Producers. You can also check out my Ableton courses and instruments at musicsoftwaretraining.com/products. And if you're looking for personal guidance with your music production or Ableton, you could set up a free chat with me to go over exactly what your best next steps are to create the best music of your life. If this interests you, just go to musicsoftwaretraining.com/private-coaching. And with that, have a fantastic day and happy music making.